It has been 1 year and 4 days since I made my last video. And you know, when I started this channel, I actually intended to do a video a month. Which, yes, that's also pathetic, but that's beside the point. So I guess, welcome back, if you're still there, and if not, then welcome. It would appear as though I've gotten really bad at speaking to myself in my own room. But saying that, it may be because I have a cold, and it feels like I have an acorn stuck in my throat. Oh god, we're off to a great start. I have no idea what I want to talk about in this video. When I first started them off, I fully intended them to be kind of like diaries to myself. And listening back to them, they're complete disasters, and watching them back is even worse. Like, my god, I'm not. You do not know how to paint. like the last painting I did of Sombra, the hair it needed so much more, I don't know, depth or something, or it just looked like someone had painted lines on her head, which technically that is what I did. And technically that's what I did to this one too. So it's been a year and I haven't improved. Look on the bright side, backgrounds no longer take me about 4 hours to do. I think with this one that I decided to, I looked at my old videos and I decided that I was going to skip the things which I found boring and just focus on what I thought was interesting. Like whenever I watched Speedpaint, I always like the parts when they're painting rather than drawing, so I figured I'd go for that. Although I do think there are a few points in here that you can see the original sketch flicker through. The original sketch is better. I should just switch to manga art, and then we'll all be happy. Oh god. Yeah. But no, I rewatched some of our videos and cringed a lot, which I feel like is a normal reaction, and I'm proud that I am normal sometimes. And I decided that watching me paint over a really bad sketch just to get the outline of the arms, the t-shirt, was just wasting time, so I cut that off and I just started from when I already had the flat shapes. And I feel like that's a lot more streamlined. However, I will be uploading progress pictures of the original sketch and then the flat colours and stuff to my Instagram, because I still think it's important for you to see everything that goes into a painting, because you don't just snap your fingers and it's there. It's a process, so I think it's really interesting to see how other people do their paintings, or maybe I'm just super nosy. One thing does stand though, I am still really methodical, where I want to finish one piece of a painting before I start another. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm starting to accept it. It feels like it's a logical thing to do. But I don't know, maybe I want to try messing around with it. I've seen a lot of people who they'll paint shadows for the entire painting, and then they'll paint the light, and then it just all comes together. I don't know. I kind of want to keep doing it this way, but then I'm also insanely curious and I want to try different ways of painting and different styles of painting, and I should really get to talking about the painting, but I have nothing to say, and I'm not even sorry. I stopped being sorry a long time ago. Oh god. That's when you can tell that you're a student, when you stop being sorry. Oh, but I'm super excited though. I got accepted to paint for 2 zines, and it's the Idols on a zine, where I'm getting to paint 2 of my own characters, and then the Rise of the Guardian zine, where I'm painting Jack Frost and Merida, and I'm so excited. It sounds really silly, but I'm super excited for this. So for the Idols on a zine magazine, wow, good English, I'm painting my 2 characters, Tara and Taylor, and they're from a band, and the thing is, it feels like everyone else in the zine has really young characters, but then mine are 20, 21. I wanted them to be university students, but then it just feels like everyone else has a Japanese first year, second year character, and I'm not hugely versed on what that means, but I'm pretty certain that means they're a little kid. So my characters feel kind of out of place, or not kind of, a lot of out of place. And then, like, they have such lovely anime styles, and there I am with my awkward attempts at semi-realism, which are overly colourful and probably have really bad anatomy. And I'll look back in a year and 4 days' time again and cringe at how bad this is too. But I am really looking forward to doing it. So I've been tasked with doing 2 illustrations, and they're doing ultra rare cards, which it sounds really exciting. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But for Tara, I'm doing a fantasy one, and I want to do her as kind of like a paladin, because I feel like putting her as an archer or a healer would be a bit too frank for her. I don't know. That, and I feel like a lot of ladies are like either, pardon me, archers or healers, which is throwing no shade because I myself am also an archer. Not a very good archer, but I'm still an archer. And then for Taylor, I'm doing Angel and Demon, and I'm drawing her as a demon because in my story, which she's from, she's the granddaughter of a demon, and I like the idea of doing a little throwback to that because they're my babies, and I love them. Oh god. But no, when I was designing their outfits for the scene, like, I had the original outfit, which was like their everyday stuff, and I based it a bit of like what I like today, and then also took inspiration from the original outfits, and I drew their original outfits when I was in year 7, which is about 13, 14 years old. Oh god. Why did my mother encourage me? Oh god. Like, I couldn't draw back then. Like, only in the last 4 years have I really been able to, like, make people look somewhat like people. Just looking back, I think they're all kind of cute still, but I'm no longer, like, inherently proud of, like, how good the anatomy is, because that isn't anatomy. Oh god. Yeah, but it was interesting to cast my mind back and think about how my old characters have changed to what they are today. Like, I feel like inherently they're the same as they were originally. Like, Tara is still a princess, although she's got a bit more depth of story now. And Taylor is, well, she isn't, wait, she started off as being like a yin-yang to her brother, and the brother was the angel and she was a demon. And they're not anymore, they're just kids. But I wanted to throw back to where she was being the demon, so I was like, oh yeah, this is great, because I thought I could do Tara as an angel, because I thought I had like 2 angel demon slots, but I don't think I did, so I changed to fantasy. And yeah, oh, god, my old art is really bad. I still can't believe the first thing at my sketch pad on Facebook is what was it? It's like an edit of a digital painting, and like, looking at it, I can see all the little mistakes I made. Like, you know, when people on YouTube make videos like, reasons not you should, can't speak, not English, wow, and like saying like you shouldn't do things like editing or like tracing isn't real art. And looking back, I can see why. I can see all those their points in my old art, and I'm glad that I only did 3 of those. Oh god, they were so bad. And like, these characters started off as being aliens, so they were originally green-skinned demons and angels, which is a look. Not a good look, just a look. I do love them. I'm really hoping that I can eventually get around to Tara's story, because I like her story a lot. But I want to do the historic version of the story first, which is like, takes place like 60 years before, I think. I don't know. I want it to be like told in like a story kind of format, so like her granddaughter can't speak. Wow, good English. Her grandfather will be like telling the story of like from his perspective of what happened, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Saying that I'm only 20,000 words in, which reminds me that I'm only 500 words into my report for university. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, I don't want to do my report anymore. Why did I pick volcanoes? Why did I pick Tenerife? Oh no. Sorry. Yeah. No. I really should just speak about the painting I'm actually doing. Well, for this one, it's kind of a follow-up to my previous painting of Rito, from Yandere Simulator, and I really like the idea of doing a series of them, because I think almost 2 years ago now I did Osana and Ayano Aishi, and at the time I intended to actually do a series of them, but then I got lazy and I didn't, and that's like the story of my life. And now looking back, I do want to continue doing a series because, well, I don't like giving up, and also because I like the characters and I think they're rather interesting designs. But I've had this idea in my noggin for a few months now. I don't know, I was watching myself at the gym and I was like, wait a minute, that could be the pose. It didn't end up being the pose, but it came very, I have hiccups. It came very close to being the pose. I just like the idea of each of the rivals from Yandere Simulator doing stretches, and a lot of stretches, doing things that they do in everyday life. So like, I did Oka spellcasting, which admittedly is a bit far-fetched, but I really like how that one came out. And then I've got plans for not Kokona, Kazana, and I wanted to be like at her makeup table, and I'm getting ready. And I'm thinking about doing it in Mai, and I want to do her baking, and that reminds me that I really need to bake more often. Oh god. But yeah, I have loads of plans, and I do want to keep doing them, but I don't want to pump all 10 rivals out at once. I think I'll space them out like once a month. I want to preferably try and get a painting out every week, and I finished this one. The background took about 3 hours, I think, because I originally started with her in the corner, and then I decided that no, that was too simple. I'm gonna put a stage behind her, which inherently, in terms of design, is actually more simple than putting her in the corner because there's no perspective going on. And then herself actually took me, if you look at the timings, it is 130, so just over 2 hours to do the entirety of Asu. And there are things that I did skip out for the recording, so like, it's roughly about 3 hours probably. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, she went surprisingly quickly. I think it's because compared to some of the other paintings I do, like from Overwatch and from Smite, like the designs are rather simple, so there's not much like detail. So like when I did Circuit, it was like all the little joints in her armour, and like all her headdress and the beads and jewellery. That just takes longer, but for these are quick and very refreshing because they're lovely to do. So I do hope that I can do the rest of the rivals. That is my plan in life. Oh god. But yeah, plans to do Kazana and Amai. I think it's Amai. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope that's how you pronounce it. Oh god, I'm being popular. But I think I have an idea for Senpai's sister. I don't know what she's called, I forgot. Is it Hanako? Hanako sounds right. Sounds about right, yeah, that sounds right. Oh god. I'm really excited for this week, change the topic here, because on Thursday I'm heading to Snowdonia, and then I'll be helping my friend collect data for her study at uni. But then we're also planning to go up Mount Snowdon, and I'm really hoping to get some nice pictures from this summit. Is that a word? Yeah, not crater, that's Tenerife. I'm so excited though. I think, oh yeah, it was last year I went there to Snowdonia, and we got some horrendous weather. Utterly horrendous. I think I was wearing 2 layers of waterproofs and I still got wet, and it was not fun. But I'm hoping this time will be better because we won't be in mountains the entire time. We'll be along the coast where we're looking at the rocks and the deformation that occurred there. And I think the project we're looking at mainly is actually the glacial action that occurred in Wales. And it's so exciting, but I'm not technically allowed to help her because it's her independent study and not mine, because I did mine, well, I'm doing mine on the volcanic history of Tenerife, which was actually probably one of my favourite summers I've had ever. I got to spend an entire month hiking around and up volcanoes on the southern coast of Tenerife, and I only got sunburnt twice. I also had horrendous company, and by that I mean amazing. Oh god, there were so many bad stories. On the island of Tenerife, there's loads of lizards, and they kept freaking me out because I felt like they were following me. Like, I know they weren't, they were just there living their lives, but they really got to me. And then one day, I think I'd been along the hike probably along the beach, and I turned around and there were lizards creeping towards my back and that freaked me out. I came home, went to bed. I woke up screaming at 2 a.m. because I had dreamt there was a giant, 2 people-sized lizard in the corner of our room. So I woke up screaming, and this woke up my roommate Matthew, who, in response to me going, turn the lights on, oh my god, turn the lights on, proceeded to pull the blankets up over his head because he thought there was an intruder in the room, which I pointed out later. If there was an intruder in the room, they would have seen you pull the blankets up over your head. So, it may have been 2 months now, but I'm still teasing him for that because he's 10 years older than me now, and I am very disappointed. That makes me sound like a bad person. Again. Oh, it's fine. I have accepted that I am, in fact, a very horrible person. Yeah, but now I just have the fun part of writing a 10,000 word report on the volcanology of Tenerife, and I think it's going well. I hope it's going well. I'm hoping to get a first on this report because I like to overachieve, and last year was a bad year for me because had some family issues, and I've never ever had any family issues before. So I just felt like my grades were slipping, and I want to take it up this year because it's my final year at university, and I don't want to be that person who just gets a 1-1. What is it? A 2-1? A low grade, in other words. I don't want to get a low grade. I don't know. I'm very proud. I hate the idea of coming away from it and then not doing as well as I could have. Oh god. But no, I'm optimistic. I've been really buckling down and trying to get as many reading hours in as possible. Thankfully this semester I only have 1 lesson, which is unfortunately a 9 till 5 o'clock one, which utterly destroys your soul. But we're doing engineering geology, and so far it's really interesting. I think when I finish at the end of this year, academic year, that I would like to go into engineering geology. I don't know, it seems very hands-on, and it feels very logical, and I like the idea of that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. This is why they tell you to get a plan when you're in school, but I'm in my 3rd and final year of university, and I still don't know what I'm doing with my life. But I'm optimistic, and I'm currently wanting to become an engineering geologist, which, as many of my classmates have pointed out, doesn't make sense. They keep telling me, why aren't you doing an art degree? Why aren't you an intern at an art company? And to that I usually respond, because it's my hobby. And I feel like people need to remember that just because you're really passionate or you're really good at a hobby, it doesn't have to be your career. It can stay as just a hobby. While I do want to eventually start taking commissions and develop my art, I don't want it to be everything I do. I don't want it to be the only thing I do, because that would be rather sad. And I don't know. Also, I procrastinate. I would procrastinate in art, and it'd be just really sad, and I'd get no paintings done. Oh, hiccups again. Oh god. Yeah, but I won't get anything done if this is my job. I think I just, at the moment, when I have so many projects due for university, I'm pushing myself to do loads of art because, I'm procrastinating from that. But because I have these zines that are due, they want their updates, I think, next week, I'm also trying to avoid art, so I'm pushing myself to study more, and it feels like a really happy balance at the moment. But yeah. I'm optimistic for this year. I want to stay really motivated, and I want to do well in uni, do well in painting. And yeah, I'm really excited for this year. Also really nervous for when I have to get a job, because I just get rejected from every part-time job, and I don't think that's a very good way to have the confidence to go out and look for a full-time job. I don't know, maybe I'm just not what they're looking for. I don't know. I just really want a part-time job so that I can actually go home more than twice a year, because I miss my mum and my nan, and we just had puppies, and I miss my babies so much. Oh, my puppies. Oh god. Oh god. My babies. I'm going to go back, and they're going to be full-size dogs, and it's going to be tragic, and I can't deal with this heartbreak. Like, they've gone from like hand size when they were born in June, and I'm gonna go back and they're gonna be dog sized. And like, Springer Spaniels, they grow so quickly, and it's going to be utterly tragic. Oh, my babies are going to be so. I hope they remember me, because the first time I'm going home this academic year, is for Christmas, and it'll probably be towards the end of December, so probably like the 20th, 21st. And oh, my babies are gonna be big. I can't deal with this. Oh God, no. Oh, my poor babies. Oh no. Oh, that's made me really sad. Oh, I'm going to ask my mother to send me pictures now because I need my babies. Oh, oh God, this is the part when I'm painting that hand. In terms of why I'm rotating the canvas upside down, hey look, I'm actually talking about painting. It's because I tend to reference from my left hand, and well, I do always reference from my left hand. It's easier than finding an actual picture online. And then to do that, I have to rotate the canvas or like flip it so that it's actually the same orientation as my hand. And that seems to work quite well, but I still can't draw hands. This looks like a lump of clay. I am sorry, I'm working on it, but until then, you're gonna have to put up with having lumps of clay for hands. I don't know. Oh God, I can hear my flat is moving around. Someone help! Oh God, well, I'm gonna say goodbye because it makes me really nervous when I can hear people moving around. Oh, they stopped. Well, still, goodbye. I'm sorry for rambling. I hope that if you didn't like this video, like my audio, then you turned it off and just put music on, or that you learned something, or you were interested in how I paint, because I think it's interesting and it's cool to document these things when you look back. So yeah, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and that you have a wonderful time painting. Goodbye.